more housekeeping and more stretching, but time waits for no man. And we're speaking to the OG. We might as well bring him on now. Greg Jones is going to call a little bit later, but he's here, and I'm not going to make the man wait. What's up, my man?
All good, Mike. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. I got to say, before we talk about the fight, every time I see you have a new look. When you first fought for us, you were the clean shaven. Then you came back with the clean shaven with the dark beard. Now you got the mop top. In the ever evolving look of Greg Jones.
Dude, every day is a change. I try to put on the best performance for you guys, and I try to bring the crowds in, and I try to do different things every time. And I thought I'd grow my hair in because Nick shaved his off. So here I am with the hair.
There you go. Listen, man, we always enjoy having you as part of the show. You made your debut with Cage Titans, and then here you are pro. Was this always your goal to kind of like go on this path, or was it like, I hate to bring it back, but like when I bring it back to myself, like I kind of just envisioned training, and then I trained, and then it was like, all right, I'll do one fight, and then one fight turned into two, turned into three, like, but I never had that as my ultimate goal. Like, what kind of brought you into the fighting, and was this supposed to be one and done, and then it turned into two, and kind of like a lot of us, and it turned into, hey, let's go pro, and then like, hey, let's have some more fun? What's it been like for you?
Well, Mike, I don't have any compulsive habits really that I used in my life. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I honestly got hooked on fighting, and it started with CCFA when Pat Schultz and Banana and Loco put that together, and my kid was going. I ended up trying to get him back in love with the sport, and once I got into it, I fell in love. I was able to dedicate my time. I had made a lot of friends in the circuit, made a lot of cool choices with my coaching and Loco. And, I was able to go around and put my skills to the test from, Massachusetts to Florida to California. And I enjoyed doing it. So I just had no boundaries, and I feel like I had no limitations. I live a healthy lifestyle. I've, enjoyed fighting my whole life. I fight every day in one way or another. So in the cage is almost like a little vacation for me.
There you go. Like, what is this ride been like for you? That's kind of like what brought you here, but like, what has it been like, this experience? The inspiration you've had for a lot of people. And I know that some maybe comes off as corny, and some people don't like that self-praise, but like, you've been an inspiration for a lot of people, seeing you going out there and competing. What has that been like for you now that you are actually competing and people are watching you and cheering you on? And if they haven't come up to you, straight up to you, and said, you're an inspiration for doing this at your age, I can tell you this, they've come up to me and said that about you. So like, how does that type of journey feel for you when you're actually in there competing and these things are being said about you?
I just was looking to build a dynasty along with the Cage Titans event. And, I love the promotion and my coaching, and I just hate to, stick all on myself at any given moment. I have changes in my life, my family, my friends, my business. And I like to see success out of it, and if we can inspire others to do good things with their lives and their families and their businesses, and, being able to enjoy a sport like your show, Cage Titans, that, has been a great promotion to the community and everything. I would love to be in the spotlight of that. It's a community event and everyone enjoys it. And if we can grow this to bigger levels, I'd love to be there. And, I'll do my best to give you the best Greg Jones in the cage or outside the cage. And I mean, I honestly never thought that I'd be this far. That where it could go, I don't know. The really limitations on, where you guys have set the bar and where I want to set my own bar. So I just, there's never enough. It's just never.
There you go. So clearly there, people that might be thinking like, this might be the last one, get the belt and ride off to the sunset. Like, the limitation there is no limit to what you
There,
could do and what you want to do with this.
no, dude, it's never enough.
There you go. Speaking about community and things of that nature, obviously I'm from Plymouth. You're down in Plymouth as well. You have kids in the school system, and you have a great business. How do you like Plymouth area and being a part of that community?
I've been born and raised here. I honestly have a lot of friends, and I've worked in Plymouth all my life. I love it. I did move to Saggy Beach just because we're a builder and a developer company. So we've moved to Sagamore Beach and built our own neighborhood. And, I would have lived in Plymouth. You know, still have family there and enjoy living in Plymouth, but the amenities as far as like tax rate and stuff like that, I think Bourne was better suited for our family. Although the high school is better. I like Plymouth High School because my kids could have been, more educated other than Bourne's like programs with the old school, and there's no wrestling coaches or anything like that. But we stayed tied down to like all the sports, and my kids went through Bourne High. I mean, they're fairly educated, and a couple of my daughters are now on like RN, and my kid works with me, and I think that we're growing in that aspect. I don't know if they'll stay in Plymouth, but I think they enjoy it too. So as long as they're here, and I'll be here too.
Speaking of Plymouth, you mentioned your son. You're not the only one that's an athlete. He was a competitive weightlifter, right? Was that what it was? I remember.
Yeah,
last time I was
he,
over.
I don't know if he's a pro or not, but as a 17-year-old, he started falling in love with powerlifting, and then he was almost on the world record, and they were invited to Las Vegas to do their competition in July. Two of his friends and him were going to that, and he felt like the age bracket when he turned 18, there was too much of a gap, so he ended up bowing out of that because it gives you your weight class, and then for the powerlifting you have to be like 195, and in order to get to, like, if you're lifting whatever kilos that make 605, if you're squatting 605 or whatever, the next level was like 705, so it was too much of a jump for him, and I didn't want him getting injured, and I think he made his own decision, at this time to not follow through with trying to overexert himself at that point. So I think he's reevaluating. He still loves the gym and still works hard. His sisters also do that, and we just we're a family of like sports, and we enjoy the entertainment. They're not as outgoing as I am, but maybe sometime they will reach out to do. I'm trying to get my wife into Jeanette's Muay Thai striking, or her friend just joined one of local gi classes, so maybe that would enter her into some aspect of this. But yeah, we're all involved, Mike. I can't say enough, guys. My coaching, your whole affiliation, your Cage Titan, your family. I really appreciate everything you guys have given us the opportunity to produce here. And I really can't say enough. I'm starting to sweat right now, but I enjoy everything of it. The interviews. I love the crews behind the scenes. You guys, to pull off an event with 3,000 people every 3 months at Memorial Hall is like unfounded. No one else does it. It's just so cool to be a part of that.
Man, but Greg, I appreciate it. It is so cool, but it's so cool for us that when we have opportunities to talk to people like you and make impacts on their lives and see all the things, that's what really motivates us. So it makes our job easy. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you're talking about your son, the power lift 195 pounds. Can you still take him in a fight if it came down to it?
You know what? I honestly, I think I can. Mike Tyson always said, I have him beat before I even step in the ring. So, it's a mental aspect. It's not so much as the power aspect, it's where to put it. It's not, it's honestly, for me, like the education and the knowledge, there's so much to it. It's not just stepping in that cage. And if you're a great fighter, you're a great fighter. And I agree, but there's so many more facets to running this, and all 8 cylinders have to be going. You know what I mean? Family, friends, business, your diet, your exercise, your regimen. I mean, there's just, I got to give my hat off to all the fighters that go into this cage, and win or lose these guys and girls. I mean, honestly, there is no losing. If you're in that cage and you have the balls to do it, I don't care what level it's at, you're successful, dude. I mean, you are. It's a humbling experience to be in there and to have, um, the, what do you call it? Like, I guess, to not have the fear, to experience, to get in there and not have the fear, and get through 3 3s, or 3 5s, or now I'm going to be in 5 5s, like, just to get through that, the endurance. It's like a life lifting experience.
There you go. So that was a long way around if you could kick your son's ass.
Yeah,
I tell my kids, I said, the day that you can kick my ass in any sport, whether it's fighting or playing pickup basketball, that's the day to just put me in the ground.
it is. So I was hoping Grant was around, because I would have made it a little more elaborate to where, he could understand. But I mean, the kid he is a beast. He does have a blue belt. If he grapples you and he gets you, it's not a good day. But I think I have the perfect perseverance and the education and the well-roundedness to stay ahead of that. So, I mean, I've tinkered around with him a little bit, but he is a beast, dude.
There
Yeah.
you go. Well, the jump into the fight itself. Obviously, you're taking on Brian Costco. 46 years young. The OG title. How excited are you for this opportunity and kind of like usher in this title for the first time, number one? But the second part is all the excitement that surrounds it. The minute we announced it, it was like, wow. And there was people in the comments, maybe I'll come out of retirement. I want an OG shot. I want the next shot. How is that excitement that you're kind of being a part of this first time ever in New England? And then the excitement that a lot of people have had towards it since it's been announced.
Well, to be honest, I've been putting a lot of thought into that. And, I've seen some comments on the belt, and, there's been some skepticism and a lot of positivity. I think, you made the right decision at the right time. I think, honestly, to keep all of, Cage Titans excitement and given a new level. A lot of us older guys, whether I fight a 20-year-old or a 50-year-old, it really, in my head, wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. The opportunity for us to entertain, the older guys, and, John Payne was one of them. There's been a bunch of us that have been competing at a higher level, that, have gotten through the state and, provided all the opportunities for us to even get in there safely. Their cage staff and everything, the doctors, they've been super supportive, every step of the way. I think the belt, the title, this new title, I mean, where it goes is multi-dimensional for everybody. Like I said, I'll defend the title. I don't have an issue with fighting 20-year-old or a 50-year-old. It's just an endless realm of possibilities. I'm just blessed to be a part of that at this time. Like you said, you've thought about it for years, and now it's come to this fruition where we can put it to a test and bring it to another level and bring Cage Titans up. I see the UFC, the BMF belt, and everyone. I don't know how their angles are looking at these different titles and stuff, but there's, in my mind, there's that intuition that where could I get, can this OG belt bring me to a bigger level at my age? Like, do I get an opportunity to move forward to where it's, Cage Titans has brought people to the UFC before. Like, where could I fit in a different dimension? Would this bring Mike Povere and Cage Titans to a level to where we're competing on some kind of a worldwide circuit somehow? I don't know. I'm just making conjecture, but I think that could be an opportunity somewhere, to where these promotions might meet higher expectations than just some belt that we created here at Cage Titans.
No, man, that'd be it'd be crazy to see some of that stuff happen. And for me, it's just an awesome opportunity, because I've said it for a long time with Cage Titans. Whether you're, a lot of other regional promotions or promotions, they want to focus on being the next UFC. And, if you have potential to be a UFC superstar, they're all in on you. And for me, we're you mentioned community and things like that. Like, our focus is whether it's your first fight or you're a guy who wins his next one, he's going to the UFC, or you're everywhere in between, you have a home with us, because, we really are a community product. And I think
Really?
there's another opportunity, but you're not wrong. I mean, there's fighters that are still in the gym that are of older age that still want to get out there and compete. So there's obviously a hunger for guys like yourself. Hey, listen, I'm 43. I'd love to jump in there one more time.
Yeah.
John Payne just turned 60 and he still messages me asking to fight still.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. So I think you're doing the right move. I'm going to certainly not let you guys down. I have, a lot of excitement coming up for this fight. I got 10 days left. We're kind of winding down this camp right now. I've had the adventure through this camp, training with a bunch of my general partners, I would say, and Loco being my head coach has put everything in perfectly. I think we're ready for the opportunity, and I can't wait to get there. I really can't. I was hoping it was this weekend.
Listen, I got a lot more prep work to do, so it can't be this week, and I still need this other week to get it. But I appreciate it. Before I let you go, obviously there's a lot of Skin and Bones fans out there when you come out to Plymouth. Well, you don't have to travel far, only 4 exits up the highway. But a lot of fans that come out and see you. Before I let you go for the night, the floor is yours. Kind of, give anybody a shout out, or tell fans why they should be excited for next Saturday night.
Well, I think everyone, understanding where, I'm a community member. We're looking forward to this new title that, Mike Povere and the Cage Titans have put together, and I'm super excited. I want to put my love and congratulations to my wife, my family, my friends, my business, my head coach, Loco Lobo, all of the people that have stood behind me and all the crazy moves I've made. And I'm hoping to continue with, a healthy and happy next couple of years running this thing through and see where we get, and making you guys proud of what your decisions were getting this belt into reality. So my love, my gratefulness, and everything goes right back to you, Mike.
No, man, I appreciate that. And I got one more fun question. I said that was going to be the last one before I let you go. Being in the contract and business, sometimes contractors come up short on payments. After seeing you inside that cage, I'm assuming you don't have any contractors short paying you anymore.
My persuasiveness has always been a kind, gentle way of getting what I want. And I've not ever not gotten that. So, that being said, I run heavy equipment. I train professionally, and, usually I don't have to do anything, but if I have to, I will.
There you go, my man. Well, I appreciate your time. Tell the family I said hello, and I cannot wait to see you next Friday for weigh-ins. But more importantly, the fans and everybody, I speak for them. We can't wait to see you compete and compete for that first ever Cage Titans OG title. And we'll see you next Saturday.
Well, much love. Thank you very much. And 10 days out, man, we're on point. So here we are.
All right, let's go. Here you go.